Okay, it's December the 28th, 2015. It's 5:20 a.m. and you're looking at some very large orbs at the edge of a cluster that resembles a crater, but that's a large orb cluster, and it's not a crater. You can see the orbs right in there moving around. Okay, that's no crater. Let's see if I can get closer. Okay, see all the orbs moving on it? The whole moon hologram orb cluster nucleus constituted or is made up of orbs. And you see the large ones there. They're also clusters, but in a different shape. And you look at this one right there. That's a real big one. And that's also a cluster, but in the shape of a sort of like an egg. But it's also a large orb, because when they're in a cluster that size, they all work together and create a single organism. So that's a large orb. These here, they can create a large orb if they group together into a shape, but right now they're just kind of loose, and although it's an orb cluster, it's wouldn't be considered an orb, because it's just a lot of orbs in a cluster. And that's what the whole orb cluster nucleus of the moon is like. It's made out of these things in many, many layers, and every layer seems to be a different dimension and different organisms, which are all orbs, take different shapes in each layer, and that's why it's difficult to pinpoint exactly, what this thing is. But it's definitely an orb cluster nucleus, and it's an image representing a moon, but that's all it is. It's an image. It's not a moon. Okay, this is a living entity, the whole thing, and it's like one huge orb. The entire moon hologram can be considered one huge orb. See the brightness and the glow. Okay, that's generated on the moon hologram or cluster itself. That is not a sunlight reflection or anything like that. That's just the activity of the orbs within the cluster itself generating all that energy and giving it the brightness. And it's still too bright to really see anything substantial, because it's still basically a full moon, and you can catch a few things in the edges, but that's about it. the movement around the moon hologram orb cluster nucleus counterclockwise, and movement of the orbs on the outside like this, all counterclockwise and in all directions, and the movement of the orbs within the nucleus counterclockwise even faster than the ones outside the nucleus, and all of these orbs around in the parent cluster outside the nucleus pressing the nucleus tighter and tighter as the orbs inside turn faster, revolve faster and faster and spin on their axes faster and faster. And this is how they create energy, because they have opposite poles, and by just coming near each other they cause a charge, and it's an electromagnetic charge. So the whole thing is electromagnetic, and the whole universe is like that. It works in electromagnetic energy, and these things are the things that provide that power for the universe to create stars, a moon like ours, perhaps even planets, and all other matter or in the visible universe. But it can create dimensions and other things that are not visible to us, but are just as real as our own third dimension. So it is not really a factor of how large a cluster is in terms of the velocity of the spin, because all through our universe, at least, the orbs, this is their normal speed. Everywhere I looked, as far as I can see, this is the speed they're at, or around this kind of speed. They can change their vibrational frequencies, but the velocity is pretty constant, except in the nucleus. In the nucleus of a star, even faster. In the nucleus of the moon, very fast, faster than this. And in the nucleus of large stars, they're like 250 times larger than our sun, they're really fast at the center of the nucleus. And I don't know how fast they are in a black hole, because they must be even faster to create that kind of energy, and also to create that kind of gravity, because this kind of counterclockwise motion creates not just energy but mass, and the mass are the orbs. So in a black hole there are orbs as well, but they have more mass than the orbs outside the black hole, and that's why the black hole has more gravity, and that can suck in lighter objects like stars, regardless of their size, even if they're larger than the black hole itself, because if the black hole is powerful enough and has enough gravity force, it'll just dissolve that star and suck it in, and you'll never see it again. So basically speaking, that's the way it goes. And the moon is not there anymore because it got cloudy really all over. But I just wanted to show you, some of the things that make these things work. Anyway, you saw at least a few big orbs on the moon hologram. Okay, boy, now you could really see. Okay. Okay, you can really see what's creating those images that appear to be something, okay, and they're not. Okay. Okay, so it's all those orbs working very hard to create the illusion that the moon is a real object when it's just energy. And all of these are like energy organisms. And you could see that there is a parent cluster, and that parent cluster is connected to all the other dark energy in the universe, because that's what that is. And every now and then you'll see a star or a moon like ours, and that is where the nucleus of these dark energy clusters is, and it's like a powerhouse, a generator, a power plant, call it whatever you like, but what it does is it produces energy, and it produces energy for the entire dark matter that surrounds this whole nucleus. And eventually, when this becomes larger and powerful enough, it'll turn into a star. It won't be a moon anymore. So you can tell right there that boy, it's a lot of energy. You see how the energy just flows? The orbs in the dark matter are also creating energy. And it's like an exchange. The nucleus is creating energy, and so are the orbs on the outside. So it's like an exchange of energy, but it's this that is really the powerhouse. Look how bright that is. You're gonna tell me that's a reflection? Okay, this is not a sun reflection. Okay, that would be impossible. So there was no eclipse and no shadow. Okay, I'll prove that next time I have time to put my video together. So every eclipse is an illusion. There are no shadows whatsoever. It's these orbs. See, they can turn any color. You see all the different colors. They can be more colors than that, and they can certainly be purple, okay, and pink, and purplish, pinkish purple, or whatever came out in my photos. That's the color that the shadow was. Look over here. You see the difference here? Okay, not that much energy. Okay, over here, not that much energy. But look over here, lots of energy. Okay, so they channel the energy where they need it in the larger orb cluster of dark matter. So it's not always, in the same spot. The energy is being utilized wherever it is needed, most. They're the cause of all creation. And you can call them anything you want. I'm not saying, don't call them this or that. But this is the cause of the existence of the universe. I'll put it that way. Okay, these are the first organisms after the Big Bang. They created stars, and then everything else. The stars gave life to living things, but they created the stars from all this activity like this. So they multiply at an exponential rate and enlarge the universe, and that's why the galaxies and everything is going further away from each other. They're all going away farther and farther from each other. The whole universe is in an expansion mode, and the moment that these things cannot create enough energy to support their population, that's when the whole thing is going to snap, and there's going to be a grab for the energy that's left, and these things will just crowd all the active nuclei like stars and even our moon and everything else that's left, and they'll just crowd them in so much, and there won't be enough energy for everything, that it'll form one huge cluster, and there'll be so much energy that it won't be able to handle its own power potential, and it'll just go kaboom, and that'll be the next Big Bang. So the way that's going to happen is that huge cluster, the nucleus of that cluster will be so huge that it'll fall into itself, and it'll shrink, and as it shrinks, it goes boom, and that's the Big Bang. So that's how it's going to happen when these things exhaust the energy they can create to support their expansion and their population, their expanding population or growing population. So that's my story on the universe and how it's going to end. And these are the things that started it. They're the things that are going to end it. But before that all happens, they have a lot of control over what they created, including us, our planet, and the moon cluster there, the nucleus, which we think is the moon. They have control over our sun. They have control over every other star, and just everything. The grids, the dimensions, they control everything. So they're highly intelligent, and you can see that they're highly mobile. Okay, and this is just their normal speed. When they really want to move, they travel faster than the speed of light, much faster. So that's all for tonight. Yeah, I still made a long video. I've been trying to keep it at 30 minutes. I'm working on it. I hope you stuck around and watched the whole thing, because what I was talking about is important, and I'm showing you, like serious things and serious facts, and you're not gonna get to see this just anywhere. And people who are aware of these things anyway will hide them from you because they don't want you to know any of this. And I hope you come back and watch more videos. So I hope you watch the video, and I hope you watch all of them that I put on. Remember, this is 1920p by 1080p, super high definition video, and I hope you watch it in 1080p, because that's going to be the best way to see it. I'm not going to do anything about the shaking, okay? It'll just stay the way it is, because it's just best the way it is naturally, because it shows what the moon or cluster nucleus does when it's in a high activity state. It shows its movement, and it shows its orb frequency and in light intensity. So have a good night, and thank you for watching this video.